What's up, ladies and gentlemen, Universal Mastery. Welcome back to my public YouTube channel. Now, if you are new, let me give you a little bit of a understanding of what I do here. Here, I break down the occult sciences and I break them down to a very practical level so that you can simply use them and apply them in your day-to-day life and get real, actual results with what it is that I am teaching here on my channel, okay? If you don't know who I am, if you're new to my YouTube channel, let me give you a little bit of a perspective of who I am, just so that you know who you're getting this information from, which is absolutely important to understand. My name is Jeremiah Schwartz. I am a professional occultist. I am fully initiated in the entirety of the Kabbalistic tree. I'm studied when it comes to the 22 major arcana of the tarot deck, and I'm also studied when it comes to planetary energies in association with astrology, okay? Now, what is the topic of our today's video? We are going to be talking about a specific music video, and this is going to be one of those music video breakdowns that I do where I pick apart all of the very subtle occult symbolism that is typically on a more so advanced level that is within these music videos. Okay, so primarily the music video that we are going to be focusing on is called Call Me Little Sunshine, and it is by the artist Ghost. Okay, so if you know the artist Ghost, then you probably know about the song Call Me Little Sunshine. Before we move forward, what I want you to do before even moving forward with this video, or at least I would recommend, watch this music video on YouTube. It's only like a 3-minute video. Then come back to this video and we are going to start unpacking exactly what is taking place on a very deep occult level, okay? So once again, if this is something that you are interested in, stay tuned for the rest of the video. Okay, so let's first start with lighting the incense, setting the intent for the video. The intent is always to increase my power in all levels possible. And if you'd like to get your hands on these electromagnetic frequency incense that are personally created by me, go into the 4th link in the YouTube description, and that's exactly where you can get them. Long-lasting incense mixed with monatomic gold, charged at a base level with clear quartz crystals and citrine crystals, essential oil, organic incense. You're not going to find these anywhere else. 4th link in the YouTube description. There we go. Okay, so the stick is lit. So here we go. So let's start off with the first occult symbolism that takes place in this music video. Now, let's put it this way first. Let's draw a little bit of a context. If you were unaware of occult sciences and occult technologies, then when you go to watch this music video, you would be very confused. You would be like, what is this really portraying? What is this about? I don't really understand it other than the fact that I keep seeing the devil, okay? So, once again, that's why you're here, and that's why you're listening to this now, because I'm really going to break every important aspect of this music video down to a very practical degree, yet also very advanced occult level, okay? And this level that I'm going to be breaking it down to is really what is taking place on a advanced occult level for the producers that are placing the occult symbolism and are well aware of the Kabbalistic tree within the music video, okay? So let's start with this. Let's start with the artist Ghost in general. I'm not a huge fan of Ghost, meaning I don't really listen to his music that often, so I don't know too much about him. But I was recommended to watch this video basically because of its occult symbolism, and I watched it and I clearly saw there was a lot of occult symbolism in this music video that I thought was worth making a YouTube video on. But once again, when it comes to this artist Ghost, he obviously has an occult influence over his entire music career and just himself as a person. One of the reasons why you can see that is his album cover. One of his more, I don't even actually know. I don't want to speak on something I'm not too sure of. But I do know that one of his album covers, I believe one of his more so recent ones, is literally synonymous with the same picture as Aleister Crowley. Okay, so there's a very famous picture of Aleister Crowley, and then you compare it to the album cover of Ghost, and they're basically reflecting each other, just a little bit different. I'll be posting pictures so that you can see what I'm talking about. So that right there definitely clearly shows us that not only is this artist Ghost just allowing the industry that he's attached to place in occult symbolism within his music and his music videos, but him as an actual artist seems to be aware of the occult as well. So he seems to have a affinity for the occult. So let's just make sure that is understood. Okay. Now, what is the first occult symbolism that we see taking place within this music video? So the first thing that we see it starts off with a train going upwards. Okay. This train is moving upwards and it has different boxes. It is a train with a bunch of different boxes. Okay. And there is a woman inside of this train. Now, first of all, what does the train moving upwards represent? Now, if you are not aware of deeper occult symbolism, then you really need to, stay through this entire video so I can really break it down for you, because you may hear me break this down briefly and then be like, what are you talking about? This doesn't sound like anything that makes any sense. So what I would recommend is be patient and wait till we get deeper into the breakdown of this music video to really put the pieces together. But if you don't have the patience to stay, then obviously sign off. Okay, this video is not for you. But the act of this train moving upwards is synonymous in regards to subtle symbolism of the act of ascension. Okay, so in the occult field, the primary motive is based around evolving, personal evolution using spiritual sciences. Okay, and in the occult field, we call this initiation, and it can also be called ascension. Okay, so the train moving upwards is an act of ascension. Okay, now if you pay attention, you will see that the woman inside of the train, that is the main character within this music video, she is representing the Scarlet Woman. Okay, so what exactly does the Scarlet Woman represent? Well, this is a common occult archetype that shows up over and over and over and over again through movies, TV shows, music videos, you name it. Okay, and is very well known, especially within the Babylonian times about 4,000 years ago, but even goes farther back. And there's a lot of associations on an astrological level that have to deal with the Scarlet Woman representing a certain phase of the moon that has to do with the color scarlet. So there's a lunar energy that's mixed in there. But also on a archetypal level, the Scarlet Woman represents sexual energy. Okay. And what sexual energy truly is it's the energy that gives you life. Okay. It's the energy that not only gives you life, but is synonymous with the serpent. Okay. So when the reason why the Scarlet Woman is used so much in an archetypal way is, one, it has that lunar significance of the scarlet moon, which has to do with deeper levels of the unconscious and subconscious, but it also directly represents sexual energy, which has to be present when there is a form of occult transference of energy, so to speak. So what that means is that sexual energy is initiatory in nature. You need to conjure or cultivate sexual energy to basically produce power for psychic phenomena. So the reason why the Scarlet Woman is used in this music video is to archetypically represent sexual energy to produce power to allow the ritual in the music video to actually become manifest on the observer who's watching the music video. Okay? So that is why the woman is wearing red, and this is why whenever you watch movies and music videos, the main character woman is usually always wearing scarlet or red. Okay? If you pay attention, you will notice this. And the scarlet woman represents initiation, meaning she shows up when there is a form of initiation taking place. Okay? So this music video is taking you through a mental initiation that can affect you energetically, even if you're aware of it or if you're unaware of it, which most of you are unaware of it. Okay? Now, a lot of you that continuously study for my YouTube channel are aware of it because I talk about these concepts. So once again, we have the train going up, representing ascension. We have the woman in the train wearing red, representing the scarlet woman, creating that sexual energy. Then, if you pay attention to the lyrics, you're going to see there's a lot of subtle symbolism within the lyrics. I'm not going to go into depth and break down all the lyrics, but the general lyrics are, if you need me, call me, little sunshine. If you need me, you can call me, lyrics that fall along those lines. And this is tapping us into the archetype of Yahweh or the archetype of Christ. Okay, so when you hear these lyrics, I'll be there when you call me if you need me, this is extremely similar to the Christian mentality and the Christian religion when it comes to Yahweh and when it comes to Jesus Christ, where one of the main concepts is call God when you need him. Okay, and anyone that understands Christianity or anyone that understands Judaism understands that that is how that religious system works. When you're in a place of despair or when you're in a place where you feel like you're trapped mentally, emotionally, physically, psychologically, you call on God or you call out to God or you call to Jesus, who's the mediator between you and God, so to speak, the Son. So the lyric itself is linking the viewer into Yahweh, into Christianity, into religion. Okay? Now, the funny caveat is we see the person who's verbalizing, call me when you need me, in the music video is actually the devil in the music video. So this is actually a telltale. This is actually very revealing in regards to occult secrets that the devil, Satan, is actually an aspect of Yahweh. So literally, and I've discussed this in actually one of my more recent YouTube videos, which is really funny how I came across this music video that's confirming what I was talking about, where I have a YouTube video that is called Christianity, Satanism, and Napaht.Na. I highly recommend you watch it. And I was discussing that I personally believed there is a link between Yahweh and Satan. I believe that there was that link between Napaht.Na being the twin serpent representing Yahweh and Satan. And as I just mentioned within this music video, you can see that Satan is the figure that's acting like Yahweh or acting like Christ, basically saying, call me when you need me, I'll be there when you need me. And that, once again, is a reveal that Satan is an aspect of Yahweh. And we're going to go a little bit deeper into this. So in the occult field, there is a part on the Kabbalistic tree that is the central sphere, and it's called Tifereth. And it's represented as the number 6 because it's the 6th sphere if you go from the top and count down. And it's ruled by the sun, okay? This is the sphere that is considered the good shepherd sphere, the Christ sphere, okay? This is important to understand, and we're going to be unpacking that in a second. So what happens next in the music video is you see this train that was gradually going up with the Scarlet Woman, and then it gets cut off, okay? The train gets cut off, and it starts moving backwards, okay? This is producing a sense of descending. So we're no longer ascending, we're now descending. We're getting closer to the Klepothic realm, so to speak. We're getting closer to the underworld now, and this, right when the train gets cut off, this is right when the devil gets introduced into the music video as well. So the woman who's inside the train, you can actually also see there's a bunch of drugs around her. So they're also tuning into drug addictions. So this music video is primarily focused around influencing the observer with drugs and how drugs can be used as a tool to destroy the observer of the music video as the train is descending, and the woman in the train is basically zombified because she's a drug addict. Okay, so all of this subtle occult symbolism is actually influencing the typical observer of this music video, whether they're aware of it or not. It's influencing their unconscious and subconscious mind on a deep level, which can actually produce those types of results. For example, overdosing on drugs. Okay, so once again, we see the descending taking place. Then we have the devil, who is acting as the Yahweh figure, saying, "Call me when you need me. I'll be here." And really, Satan, the devil, is wanting to sacrifice the person, wanting to sacrifice the woman in the train. So Satan is basically masquerading himself as Yahweh, or as the Christ figure, more so as Yahweh, as God, when really what Satan's trying to do is trying to take the awareness of the individual into the Clipothic realm. Okay, and let me explain how this is shown in the music video. Satan, as soon as he appears in the music video, the train gets cut off, it starts descending, and then he creates a pathway outside of the train tracks made out of fire that then goes into a whole new area. It moves into a whole different path, so to speak. And that different area is the universe B. This is synonymous with the underworld. Okay, this is synonymous with the Clipothic realm. So the woman inside of this train, as she's descending, now gets moved off the regular train track and is moving towards the underworld. As she's continuously lighting up her drugs, she's getting higher and higher, getting more addicted, destroying her body, destroying her temple. And Satan just continuously says, "Call me when you need me. I'll be here when you need me." And really, Satan's once again masquerading as Yahweh, like, "I am God, you can call me and I'll help you." But really, the truest primal aspect of Satan, of God in this case, or of Yahweh, is really the aspect of Satan. It's the darker side, the more primal side of Yahweh. You could think of Yahweh and Satan as the same force with two different aspects, with two different faces. And Satan, as I just mentioned, is the more primordial face of Yahweh. But they work together to lure people in, so to speak. And there's nothing evil or wrong about this. It's just an energetic process that takes place in evolution. Okay, people just don't understand it. And it's been strengthened through religions over the past, couple thousand years. Okay, this is why people think it's so evil, and they think Satan is the adversary and evil, when in reality, this is just an energetic force that does these types of things. Okay, so once again, Satan is masquerading as Yahweh, saying, "Call me when you need me, I'll be here when you need me." And really, he's luring this woman into the Clipothic realm by creating a new pathway for her to go down, as she's continuously lighting up, getting higher, destroying her body, as I mentioned. And then this is where the introduction of the sphere of Tiferet takes place. So this entire music video is based around creating a good shepherd that then can be sacrificed to Satan. Okay, and for those of you that study my YouTube channel, you already know about the good shepherd. That's clear. You're about to see how this shows up in the music video very profoundly. For those of you that do not know what the good shepherd is, and for those of you that have no idea and are a little bit newer to my channel, watch the videos that I have on my YouTube channel that talk about the good shepherd. They're going to be titled in that nature: Good Shepherd, Jesus Christ sacrifice. Watch those videos and you will open up your awareness to a degree that could potentially change your life, okay? Could blow your mind, so to speak. So, as I said, in the music video, we're seeing, okay, so far we've seen tons of different symbolism, okay? There's a lot of stuff that I'm actually leaving out, but I'm covering the general occult concepts that I was aware of. Let me add this just to add in some side pieces. There's a lot of torsion fields. Okay, you're seeing a lot of spinning taking place throughout the entirety of the music video. A lot of clockwise spinning, clockwise torsion fields, creating that clockwise ram's horn. Okay, what is that doing? It's adding to you. Okay, so all that drug use that the Scarlet Woman's using, all that descending, all that moving into a different path headed towards the Clipothic realm, with all that clockwise rotation taking place, all that torsion field technology, it's adding this to your unconscious and your subconscious, which then affects you on a physical, emotional, mental, and psychological level if you're not someone who's in touch with the deeper layers of your unconscious and your subconscious, which is the majority of the mass collective that have watched that music video, okay? So that's a side piece that we've seen. I'll show some pictures of all the different torsion fields that are taking place. And then you're also going to see there's a scene where the devil is holding a tube, what looks to be like a tube, and that tube is symbolic of the cord that connects the physical body and the spirit with the soul. Okay, this is called the silver cord, or the tube that connects the as I just said, the spirit, physical body, and the soul together, and the devil is holding the tube, and then he snaps it. Okay, so that breaking represents the separation of the soul from the spirit and the physical body. And this is what I discuss on my channel when I tell you most of this occult ritualistic technology that is used by the industries is programmed to separate your spirit and your physical body within Malkuth and take your soul into the Clipothic realm, first through the hidden sphere of death, Dath, then into the tunnels of Set, and then drop it down into the Clipothic realm, okay? Which separates your soul from your spirit. Basically separates your unconscious and subconscious from your conscious awareness, which results in you very profoundly repressing your unconscious and subconscious, okay? And this is exactly what's taking place in this music video, okay? So, so we'll leave that there. And then you will see the woman as she's moved into this new realm, as she's in Universe B, the tunnels of Set. She is holding this orb, okay? Or there's this like orb that gets introduced into the music video. Now, to the average observer, they're going to be like, what in the hell does this even mean? Like, what does this light mean? What does this yellow sphere represent? What is, like, this is a random looking music video. Like, what in the hell am I watching? Now, for those of you that are studied and have the knowledge that I've shared, what does that orb represent? It is a yellow sphere. It is a yellow orb. This yellow orb is the sphere of Tifereth, which is ruled by the sun and represents the sphere of the Good Shepherd. It represents the Son of God, which is the archetype of Jesus Christ. And the reason why the orb is introduced into the music video is because it's representing that woman who was moved off the track of ascension, completely taken away from the track itself, moved into Universe B. Now that she's in Universe B, there is this orb, this Good Shepherd orb that, you know, just appears in the music video, which is setting her up. This is coming from the music video perspective, setting her up as the Good Shepherd, okay? Because as I just discussed, the sphere of Tifereth is the yellow sphere on the Kabbalistic tree, ruled by the sun, and represents the Son of God within Christianity or within religions in general. And the Son of God was the sacrificial lamb, the man who died on the cross for everyone's sins, creating that sacrifice energy. And by this yellow orb coming into the music video, this is meant to program the observer who's watching the music video to become the Good Shepherd through an observational ritual that has taken place in the music video. Okay, that's why the sphere is yellow. That's why it's a sphere. This is what it's representing on a Kabbalistic level. Now, a lot of people are not going to be aware of that, but this is what it is. And if you're here listening to this, then you're one of the lucky ones that gets to figure out this type of information. And once again, I'm showing pictures, so you're going to see the sphere and everything, but she's holding it. Remember that the Scarlet Woman is the main character within this entire music video. So she's like, this represents a deep area of your unconscious and subconscious being. So the fact that they're using the Scarlet Woman to take you through this whole ritual, this is having a psychic effect on you, whether you believe it or not. Now, once again, if you're somebody who's already a black magician and you've been processing, essentially your unconscious and subconscious for some time now, and you're more advanced in the occult field, then this doesn't affect you. This is not going to affect you in any way. You're just going to sit here and you're going to be able to observe these principles and be fascinated by how they're using it in the music videos, like what I do. Okay, but if you're unaware of your unconscious and your subconscious, and you think this is just creative artwork that the producers just threw in randomly, good luck. It can have a very profound effect on you. And if you start developing drug addiction at some point in your life, and you can't seem to stop, and then you turn into, you turn to God in the midst of your drug addiction, maybe you can look back at the music video and ask yourself, whoa, what if this music video had an effect on me? Okay, and I didn't even know it. Okay, and this happens all the time, But once again, the sphere of Tifereth, the Good Shepherd, is introduced for that reason. And then we see death symbolism. Remember, death in the sphere of Tifereth, Dath in Tifereth is how the sacrifice takes place. For those of you that don't know, the number 11, the 11th sphere on the Kabbalistic tree, is Dath, and it resides in the abyss. And the Good Shepherd gets sacrificed in the abyss, which represents death energy. And next thing you see in the music video is death symbolism. The woman's like dead on the ground after her drug overdose. And then you see the sphere of Tifereth again. So we're seeing that same occult formula to sacrifice the Good Shepherd to Satan, who exists in the Klipothic realm, who exists in Universe B, and is trying to lure the Good Shepherd in. Now, once again, if you're a black magician, this is not going to affect you in any way whatsoever, especially if you're a real black magician. If you're actually processing your unconscious and subconscious, you can actually use this to your benefit and do the same thing to other good shepherds and take their energy. Okay, you can become Satan. You do become the beast. Okay, and the reason why the Good Shepherd gets sacrificed is because they're unaware of their own unconscious and subconscious, which puts them out of alignment of their own evolutionary highest potential. Okay, so yeah, and the next thing you know, after the sphere of Tifereth was introduced, the woman is dead on the ground. You see the death energy in correspondence. Then there is a boat that travels with the woman. On the boat, water is synonymous with the abyss. Okay, water is synonymous with the deep unconscious and subconscious. That's why they're on a boat. And then it docks. And then if you stay to the very end of the music video, you see the woman is now in the underworld. She has officially entered the Klipothic realm. Okay, so at first the train tracks that veered off the train because Satan created the path, that took her into Universe B of the Tunnels of Set. And then at the very end, when that boat docks in this foggy place, that's the underworld. That is the Klipothic realm. And you'll see when she walks on the dock, the Scarlet Woman, and she looks out, there's a bunch of demons. There's a bunch of shadows. And this is exactly what the music video was intending to do on a psychic level by the producers who are well aware of this occult technology, like myself as an advanced professional occultist. This is that separation that they were trying to achieve by placing the occult symbolism in the music video that will have an effect on the observers that are out of touch of their true evolutionary purpose, so to speak. Anyone who's religious, anyone who is dogmatic in their belief system, anyone who's repressing their unconscious and subconscious will and can very easily get affected by this music video with all of its significant symbolism in the video. Okay? So in a nutshell, that is the most profound symbolism that I was able to observe within this music video. There is tons of, there is a lot of stuff that I did not cover in this music video. There's a lot of stuff that I left out. But once again, I broke down the primary concept. I showed you from the very beginning what the main idea of the symbolism was about. It's about first ascending, then cutting that off, descending, creating a new pathway, taking them out of the Sephiroth into Universe B. Satan, all done by Satan, masquerading as Yahweh, masquerading as the God figure in religious belief systems. And he's trying to find himself a sacrifice. Okay, the train goes off the track, enters into a darker area that's Universe B in the occult field. The woman's starting to use even more drugs. She overdoses and dies. Then the sphere of Tifereth gets brought into the picture. The sphere, the one and only sphere that represents the color yellow, represents the planet the sun, representing the Son of God, Jesus Christ, who sacrificed himself for your sins and for my sins. Trust me, you don't want to sacrifice yourself for my sins because I sin a lot, okay? Unless you want to sacrifice yourself for my sins, I would appreciate it, okay? And that was why the sphere of Tifereth was introduced. And then she's on the boat. Okay, the boat is traveling on the water, representing the sea, the abyss, the deep, deep unconscious and subconscious. And then she enters the Qliphothic realm. This was the big separation between the spirit, physical body of the human being who's observing the music video and the soul now entering into the Qliphothic realm. And what the person does not recognize who's observed this music video, who's unaware of their unconscious and subconscious, is that they just watched a music video that had so much occult symbolism in it that it actually will affect them on a physical, emotional, mental, psychological, and spiritual level. And they don't know that, okay? And that's okay. And I'm not here to change the game. I'm not here to wake you up. I'm not here to, as I just mentioned, change it. This, to me, this is so cool. It's so fascinating. And I love studying how these producers put this type of symbolism inside of these music videos. I think it's fascinating and I like it. I honestly like it. I'm not trying to change the game. I'm not trying to change the wheel. I like observing it. And primarily, I like being aware of these concepts, so that it does not affect me in an unbeneficial way. And that's the only way to, get through it. It's not about they're wrong, they're evil for doing that. It is what it is. Evolution will correct what it needs to correct if there is anything that's happening that shouldn't be taking place. But at the end of the day, you are responsible for your own evolution, which means in a Kali Yuga like 2022, you're responsible to be aware of these concepts. And it's not easy to become aware of these concepts, but you're still responsible to process what is uncomfortable inside of yourself to then become aware of real knowledge, wisdom, and understanding like the stuff that I'm sharing on my YouTube channel, okay? So I'm going to wrap it up there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you come down here, hit the like button. Obviously, if you felt like this video offered you value, then why would you not hit the like button, okay? Definitely do that. Then come down here and hit the notification bell because with content like this, could you imagine missing out? Like seriously, like could you imagine if you thought about something and I just happened to post a video exactly at the time you needed to hear about the video and it was exactly what you needed to hear, but you missed the video because you didn't hit the notification bell? That would suck. Okay, so hit the notification bell, get notified whenever I post because I'm telling you, I post videos all the time exactly when people need to hear them. Okay? Also come down here and hit the subscribe button if you want to further link into this content using occult technology. Based on occult science, I should say. Click the subscribe button, link in. Okay, that's going to further link you in energetically to what it is that I'm speaking about on my channel. Click the subscribe button. Okay, go ahead and do that. Now, I also want to say if you have any family, friends, or social media platforms, you have my full permission to copy, paste, and send this link out to anyone or anything that you feel like would gain value from listening to this content. my intention is to spread my content like a wildfire. Okay, that's my intent. So make sure you go ahead and you do that. Okay, you have my permission. Why not? The next thing that I want to say is come right down here and add me on Instagram. It's super easy to type in. JER_477. Literally. I mean, it is super simple to type in, and then you can see what I do on social media. Okay, very interesting stuff over there. So go ahead and add me. Next thing I want to say is drop down into the description. Click that little arrow drop down right there. Scroll down once you're in the description, and you're going to find eventually a post that says private Facebook community. Okay. If you want to join a private Facebook community that I've created that has over 350 members and is active on a daily basis with tons of valuable information and a bunch of like-minded individuals, find that post that says private Facebook community. There's a link right below it. Click the link, follow where the link takes you, and then you can request to join, and I will add you in, and then you can stay in as long as you are not chaotic, okay? Because I will remove you if you don't know how to harmoniously exist within the group, okay? So, yeah, check that out. Now, this is the most important link within the entirety of my YouTube description. I'm telling you, this is the first link in the YouTube description. Click the drop down, first link. It says my Patreon. You can't miss it, okay? This is exactly where you can gain access to an entire vault of exclusive, occult, more so advanced content that is not on my public YouTube channel, okay? So, that's for many reasons. Okay, you think what I'm sharing here publicly is as real as it gets. It's not. If you go to my Patreon, you're going to find the occult sciences can get a lot more advanced and more profound. Okay, that's going to be on my Patreon. Right now, there are over 170 members, and it is continuously growing and thriving day by day. I post great content along the lines of live streams, very valuable information, to blog posts, to videos like this that are more complex and more in-depth, more personal even. And then for tier 3 and up, you gain access to an entire magic training course, which I believe is absolutely essential, especially if you're beginning your occult practices. I think it could be extremely valuable for you, okay? And then moving all the way up to tier 4, which is the top tier of the Patreon. This is what I call the Universe.B Vampire Service. And that's exactly why, that's exactly what I do. It's a service. Now, first of all, this is the most popular tier on the Patreon. Most of the Patreon members are actually top tier, and that speaks for itself. That's for many different reasons. On the 29th of every single month that has a 29th, I perform a ritual using advanced technology, occult technology, on the participants of that service to change their energetic structure to be what I call more Universe-B dominant, which basically means the individual becomes more receptive to their own unconscious and subconscious and naturally has an ability to pull in energy from chaos and dark energy in your environment around you. And then from doing that, you now have the ability to process what you're pulling in and turn it into your power. This is exactly what a real occult vampire is, okay? So in this service, I transform you into a real Universe-B occult vampire, okay? And yeah, once again, it is a very popular service. There's a lot of people taking advantage of it. And if that is something that you would like to take advantage of, make sure you do yourself the favor and check out the first link in the YouTube description, tier number 4, okay? Other than that, I'm going to leave it there. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say this. I would love to give a special shout out to all of the Patreon members, specifically for taking your knowledge, your practices, and your studies to that other side. Huge shout out. Now, for the second link in the YouTube description, click the little drop down, go to the second link below. You obviously can't miss it. This is where you can book a very unique tarot card reading with me. Now, I say unique because this is not a reading that you've ever received before, I promise. The reason why is because I can pinpoint exactly where you are on the Kabbalistic tree. The reason why I can do that is because I'm a professional occultist who understands the Kabbalistic tree way more than the average person, okay? And that should be kind of clear if you actually study my channel. So what I can do is I can pinpoint where you are, tell you what you're going through, feeling, and experiencing in the present moment, and then tell you what to expect moving into your near future and your long-term future based on your placement on the Kabbalistic tree, okay? I've done well over 350 readings. I get tons of valuable feedback. I do about one reading every single day at this point in time. And if this is something that you feel like you want to take advantage of, check out the second link below. We'll leave it there. Now, we're going to go into the third link in the YouTube description. At the third link, this is where you can become a wonderful YouTube member. Now, what is the most important thing you gain access to as a YouTube member? There's a bunch of benefits for sure. Live streams, having badges next to your name, getting shout outs, leaving questions every month. But the most important aspect of becoming a YouTube member is the fact that you get access to the psychic warfare emoji system, okay? What this means is that once you become a YouTube member, you have access to a series of emojis that I've created myself based on occult principles that can be used in a certain configuration to cause psychic damage to a target of your choice. It really does work. There are 1,000 posts in the community post section, over 1,000 posts in the community post section of people using the psychic warfare. And as we are here right now in this present moment, as you're listening to this, there are people using it right now. Okay, so if you would like to take advantage of this and gain access to all these different benefits that I briefly touched on, check out the third link below and become a YouTube member. We'll leave that there. And then, as I said earlier in this YouTube video, the fourth link below, you can't miss it, fourth link in the description. This is where you can purchase your EMF incense sticks. Okay, these are incense sticks that are charged at a base level with clear quartz crystals, citrine crystals, real citrine. They are mixed into the scent monatomic gold, so they are real EMF incense sticks. The formula that I use to create the incense sticks are dragon's blood mixed with an essential oil called Dream, which helps to further access the unconscious and subconscious, and is a real occult formula with serpent energy and sexual energy. They are long lasting. Each stick lasts from 45 minutes to an hour, and they're organic sticks on top of that. So if you want to place your order and get your hands on a bundle of 50 of these incense sticks, go to the fourth link below, book it, and I'll ship it out to you, okay? Other than that, we're going to leave it there. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day or night, wherever you are, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.